Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so recently, Candace Owen went ahead and made a video about the reason why she no longer support Israel, and I figured this would be a really good video for me to make for you guys, so that way it can give you guys a reason as to why you shouldn't support the state of Israel. With that being said, let's go ahead and this is gonna be a little bit of a long video. You'll see why.
Headlines: baby dies following a cesarean delivery after a mother is killed in an Israeli airstrike. Yes, it's about a newborn baby who died. They tried to rescue his baby via cesarean, and now that baby has died. And you guys look at us and you go, why aren't you supporting Israel? I would literally rather saw off my own foot than support Israel ever again, by the way. Never supporting that demonic nation ever again. That's like, I am so off that train. It's crazy. I've learned way too much. And you guys really have done the best PR. I'm glad that you guys exist. I'm glad that you're chasing down college protesters, that you're trying to pass speech laws, that you have people like Randy Fine who are laughing at death and starvation, because you ran the most effective PR campaign that you could have run for what that nation is.
I'm really glad she said that, because I'm somebody who was not aware of the Zionist state of Israel. I was a little bit aware of it, but I wasn't fully engulfed in the whole situation because there was so many conflict in the Middle East that it was hard to keep up with. But then after October 7th, I started to look more and more into it. And then I found out the main reason why there are so many conflict in the Middle East. And when you find the root of the problem, you tend to forget about the branches. You know what I mean? Now you want to focus on the root of the problem. The reason there are so many conflicts in this region is because this specific state wants to be the dominant state in the region. It doesn't want anybody else to be on equal level. That's its whole entire goal. And the action that they have caused for the past 2 years has exposed that. And now the majority of American people are no longer in support of the state of Israel. The majority of the world are no longer in support of the state of Israel. And this is a very dangerous path. Why? Because you guys are aware of the Samson option. These people are sociopaths, and they are ready to take each and every single one of us out with them.
You won, I would say. Like you delivered in every way that you are supposed to deliver by just going full mask down. You often hear this word inhumane, right? They don't dehumanize. You dehumanized yourself. You proved that you have to not be a human to look at what is going on in Gaza and to try to spin it as a necessary response to October 7th. That takes somebody that is something other than human to keep doing that.
And it's also an extreme level of indoctrination, because as a religious person, in order for you to justify doing exactly what the Israelis are doing, you have to go to a certain level of belief that this is okay because this is what God wants for us. That also played a huge factor in what's going on. That's one. Two, they also think that they also have inferiority complex. They think they're better than everybody. If you're not born of the Jew, guess what? You are a cattle. You are somebody who is worthless. In fact, some of them go as far as saying that one Jew is better than 1,000 non-Jews. This is their belief system. And so when you grow up with this type of indoctrination, with this type of belief, you feel like the whole entire world is yours and you can do whatever you want. And now we are now seeing them acting it out. They're doing exactly that in Palestine. They don't see the Palestinians as human. And you think that's where they stop? Really? Hey, Americans, the only reason you are not on the chopping block is because they are still benefiting from you. They are a parasite. The parasite doesn't kill its host right away. Rather, what it does is try to get as much nutrients out of it as possible, whilst it's killing other parts of the body. And when it no longer needs you anymore, when it no longer can benefit from you, then it gets rid of you and then it moves on to the next host. We've seen this. Why do you think they got kicked out of 109 countries? Do you think that's by coincidence? You think people just wake up one day and say, we don't like the Jews anymore? That's not how that works. You think Hitler just got up one day and say, all right, round them up and put them in a concentration camp? That's not how it works. That's not how humans think.
And that's what you've done, and that's what you're being, and I will never be able to unsee that like the rest of the world. That's why I say it's incumbent upon us now. These are our kids that are growing up. You may have been able to do it with Robert Maxwell's textbooks, raise generation people to think like I did. Like, oh my gosh, like we have to make sure that a Holocaust never happens. We have to support Israel. Nope. Now we are reading the books. We're learning about how you've executed this. You've blindfolded the entire world to what you are. And what I think you might be is possessed by a real demon. I'm Catholic. I believe in demons. And Netanyahu is very clearly a demon. And any person that supports him, like you are a part of a like totally demonic enterprise. And we're never going to be able to unsee that. Okay. No.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys another clip. So this is a clip that I found of two Israelis talking about the Palestinians. And, you know, just be warned because this is going to piss you off.
You guys really want to know how Israelis feel? Take a listen to this. He's going to directly tell you this is how Israelis feel.
It's nice to know that you're dancing in a concert while hundreds of thousands of Gazans are, you know, homeless, like sitting in a tent and eating.
Makes it even better.
Yeah,
more enjoyable concert. If only they put the
live
video
footage
of Gaza. But seriously, this is how Israelis feel. Have conversations with lots of people. People enjoy knowing that they are suffering. No one actually gives a shit. 0 people in Israel doing it
to appease the...
It's because we're looking for international legitimacy.
Oh, this is psycho shit. There's something fundamentally messed up there. While they're telling you who they are, American politicians are trying to convince you that that's not who they are. The fact that we have people trying to justify this, like, do you have any sliver of decency? You want to understand why there's so much dislike of Israel. This exemplifies it completely. Imagine just for a moment, you're in your friend group, and then you have one friend come up to you and she's like, you know, I really don't like Tiffany. I enjoy watching her suffer. You would look at that person and be like, there's something fundamentally satanic about that. Mind you, these are descendants of Holocaust survivors. That's what's the icing on the cake of all of this. Do you guys really?
There you go. First of all, I just want to go ahead and say, right? I just want to go ahead and say, this is not how they all think. I mean, I know the guy made a claim saying this is how all Israelis think. That's not how they think. There's conflict among them. They're already fighting among themselves. Some of them are not in favor of what's going on in Gaza, despite what those two says on the podcast, right? Because you got to understand that these two are just a bunch of hardcore Zionists, and obviously they're going to make it seem like they're winning and, you know, so on and so forth. They're not going to tell you the big conflict of what's going on in Israel in of itself. They don't really share that. In order for you to actually get the news of what's going on in Israel, you have to go to their channel. You have to go to their website in order for you to know what's going on in Israel. And let me just go ahead and show you guys this video right here of this brother just explaining to you the, you know, the support of the young, not only in Israel, but also outside of Israel.
That support among younger people for Israel is much weaker than it is among older people.
Including Jews.
Including Jews, yes. Very important to emphasize that. Very important. So the problem is that inside of American society, you're moving towards a situation where increasing numbers of people in the body politic are critical of Israel, extremely critical of Israel, because older people are dying off and those younger people are turning into older people. So the body populace in the United States is going to be more critical of Israel over time, not less critical. At the same time, Israel continues to behave that way. And the question is, how long can we go on with the lobby operating out in the open and engaging?
So yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys that little clip right there and let you know that, to be quite honest with you, it's not going to be very much long. It's not. And the reason why I say it's not going to be very much long is because of their action that they were doing now. There's a reason why Benjamin Netanyahu he's being so aggressive when it comes to the Palestinian situation. Not only is because he wants to stay out of jail, because he knows that once he loses power, once he gets out of office, he's gonna lose power. He's gonna be locked up. He knows that. The ICJ is looking for him. The International Criminal Justice Court is looking for him. Well, they know where he is, but it's upon the other countries to fulfill the arrest, which is why he's not even allowed to go back into his hometown, the country in which he was born in, Poland. Yeah, that's right. He's from Poland. He's a European, and he is claiming ancestry to Palestine. One more. Now, 52% of Americans view Netanyahu negatively. The majority of this are young people, just like the video you just saw. The older people, they were brainwashed. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really blame them for being brainwashed. It's because they didn't have access to social media to such an extent that we do today. They grew up on TV. They grew up listening to Fox. They grew up on listening to MSNBC and all these other channels that was just constantly bombarding them with propaganda on top of propaganda. So obviously, it makes sense that it would be hard for them to let go of the idea that Israel is a genocidal state. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That time is no longer here anymore. These people, they already got one foot in the grave. It's the young people that are now waking up. And so, like I said, this is a very, very dangerous realization because we understand that these people have the Samson option. And to be quite honest with you, it is at that point now where their state of existence has become critical. Why do I say that? Because they're losing IDF soldiers. They're losing reservists. They don't want to fight anymore. This is what we don't see. This is what we don't understand. From the outside, it may look like they're winning. If you go on X, you have all these mouthpieces, these bunch of morons who are clearly doing this for, money. And they also want to get recognition from the Zionist lobby so that way they can get money, right? When we see these comments on social media, we assume that, oh my God, the Zionists are winning. These people are obviously on the right side of history. They're not. They're not. It's only a very minute group of people who are literally just spewing nothing but nonsense. And so, yeah, I just wanted to go ahead and show you this. These people are losing support. The American people no longer want them. All right. And if you listen to Jonathan Greenblatt, the head of the ADL, that dude has been on a mission. Have you noticed that he's been showing more and more often on news now? Because they know they're losing. They know it's only a matter of time now before the money that is coming from Daddy America is going to dry up. So this dog right here is trying to speed up the process. He's trying to speed it up. I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't know what he expects to get out of it. Because let's say for the sake of argument that you do end up ethnically cleansing the Palestinian. People are not going to forget what they saw on the internet. I mean, if I could show you guys some of the images that I seen, this video will be taken down. I swear to God. Some of the images that I have seen, if I can post it, I wish I could just to show you guys. I really need to make like a Telegram or come with like some other pages to post my, uncensored video there. But all I want to say is they're losing. Keep your head up. All the people out there who have been boycotted, all the people out there who have lost their job because of these genocidal idiots, just understand something. They've lost. They know they've lost. They're only living on borrowed time now. If you made it this far, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys up in the next video.